Hi everyone, welcome back to Europa Universalis. It is round 4 of Age 1. I've just realised I didn't complete either of my missions last time. I was supposed to vassalise Prussia, wasn't I? I forgot. Too busy going to war, but we've got to see what a player's one would be like. Probably not going to be doing much of that this time, but let's get to it. So, revealing the new events. What have we got? The Italian Wars. So that's Austria's mission, right? Burgundian Succession Crisis. So that must be France's event. Or is that France's event? I think that got put in. For the Italian Wars, Austria gains 3 power and a claim in each of these areas with French towns or vassals, or ease tension. Austria loses a point but gains 2 influence in one of the areas. You gain a diplomatic power. Disputed succession. Pick an independent realm with more than 1 marriages on it. Flip the marriages to the disputed side. Take a free declare war action targeting only that realm, gain 2 military power if the target's adjacent to your realm, or support the local noble, lose 2 points and gain 4 influence in the chosen realm if it's an NPR. And finally, Burgundian Succession Crisis. All players with a marriage with Burgundy, nobody right now, may place a claim in 2 areas with Burgundian provinces or vassals. France may place a claim in the Seine or Burgundy, or place 3 power to gain towns on all Burgundian provinces there. Wow. Then, unless you are France, if you have a marriage with Burgundy, you can pay 3 to gain towns on all remaining. Ooh, we need to get to marriage with Burgundy. Unfortunately, royal marriage is not in the top 5 of the discard pile. I thought we had several new. One of them's my advisor, isn't it? Okay, then, with that in mind, shall we try? Royal marriage is the top 1. Okay, so do you want to keep doing royal marriage then? It's the one I've got the most power in. Maybe we'll take an administrative one. That was lucky. I thought that was game B. A reach there. Development. Using areas where you own all the provinces, you can turn a small one into a large. That's my power. Okay, we'll probably keep that. Take another diplomatic one. Subjugate. I want all of these. Pay 6 to keep all of them. And then France is starting us off with their lovely flowchart, which for a while should just be bot cards, shouldn't it? Oh, and you haven't shuffled the bot decks. So, France, unrest or focus war. They haven't got any unrest, so I think they're going to go to focus, right? Do they own provinces with unrest? No. Do they have less than 2 cores in play and can place 1? I don't think they can. I think they just have the base stuff. They have, they can't actually place 1, I don't think. They can have cores. Do they own all provinces in an eligible area? No. Let's perform the other action instead. Okay, so focus. They'll keep their focus on expansion, and now they've got 3 of it. Oh, pay a cube and discard a card for doing that. So they'll score 1 of the green milestones. I think they'll go for this one because no one's had that yet. And actually, that gives them all of the things. They'd remove loads of unrest because they've got all of the ideas there. They'd get another 2 points for doing that, and they get 2 bot power. So my turn, I need to have influence in Burgundy to have the royal marriage. So, and I need 3 diplomatic power left over. Burgundy is here, and it's these 4 as well. That would be huge getting some of these, and that's a big one. Right, so I'm going to do an influence action. I'm just going to put a cube here, because I can only put influence where I'm adjacent. So first action, I'm just going to put 1 out there, save money, and I'll put more into Burgundy and maybe Flanders or something. If they go, it's all Burgundian provinces and vassals. That could be all of this. They'll all have unrest, but hopefully we can sort that out. That is enormous. Okay, so that's just me. Austria is not at war or anything, so I think it's just going to draw a card. Naval. But they haven't had their power. What happened at the end of the last age? So they need to spend that and discard a military card. And is this the first time they've done a naval action? So, any hostile sea zone adjacent to bots, ports, or ships? No, there's no hostile ones. Any sea zone with bots, ships adjacent to bot ports. Yes, they've got a port now. No, without bot ships. No. Have they got 5 or more ships on the map? No. Have they got any main map sea zone without their ships adjacent to any of their ships? Yes. Central Mediterranean is adjacent and haven't got any of their ships. Place ship in such sea zone. There you go. Is their ship adjacent to any pirates? No. And then draw a trade card. All bots that are eligible to trade in any node listed on this card will trade in the topmost one they qualify for. For inland nodes, bot need an adjacent town. So, can the bot trade in Genoa? Yes, they're adjacent. So, they move their dude there. It's not a distant node, so they get 2 power for that. There's Saxony. That's good for me. Champagne. Oh, I haven't got their merchant out. So yeah, they can trade there. That'll give them 2 power. And for me, I could trade in Saxony. I don't have any of these bits, but I could trade, and it would still be like 6, wouldn't it? I don't mind that at all. Thank you very much. Move the merchant of bots that gain money to the topmost valid node on the card. Have they placed a ship this turn? Yes, end turn. Oh, they get 2 points for every human player who collected income. So France will resolve naval as well. It's all going naval. So France, is there any sea zone adjacent to their ports without a ship? Yes, here. So pop a ship there. Is it adjacent to pirates? No. So they're doing a trade card. So here we have Lubeck. Oh, that's up there. No, they're not adjacent to that. North America. No, that would be a distant land. They're not adjacent to that. The Baltic Sea. No, I don't think anything's valid for them there. Naval supplies. Me neither, though. No, no one can trade there. So I assume that's just it. They placed a ship, but nobody got to trade at all. So for me, I want to do influence again, but I need to have a load of diplomatic power spare. So I'm going to put an influence in there, pay 3 for another cube. Oh, not another cube there. Oh, actually, in the first place, I should have put my influence there, I think. And maybe just pop one in Flanders for another 3, just in case. So that's my turn, influence again. The bot is going to go for an idea. So do they have cubes in any focus other than economic? Yes. Are there any available ideas in expansion? Yes. Because they can go later and give them a point. So they'll have an idea in expansion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. They'll go in Inquisition, and they'll be able to put some unrest down as well, which gives them... Oh no, it gives France a point. End turn. And then France are going to do unrest. Nothing's changed since last time they failed to do unrest. So they pay 1, and they're going to have focus go in economic, because they haven't done one yet, so it goes where the card says. And that was used for focus and goes away. And it's back to me. I am going to play Royal Marriage. So that costs me a diplomatic power. Place a marriage on the capital of an NPR or one of your vassals. So I need it in Burgundy, don't I? Counts as an influence that can't be discarded. Requires an influence in one of their areas. Yes. Oh, actually, I only needed it in Flanders, so I could have just done it in one of the realm's areas. So I could have done it with the first influence action. Yeah, not put the influence out in there. I wouldn't have any out in here, so I wouldn't have spent 6 money. I could have just done it with 1 action. And then done this as the second action. And now I could be doing the event. All players with a marriage in Burgundy can place claims in 2 areas with Burgundian provinces or vassals. So I'm going to say here and here. France may place a claim in the Seine and Burgundy or pay 3 power to gain towns in all provinces there. What would they choose? So France will always pay, like the bot will always pay for a May. So they pay 3 power to gain towns on all Burgundian provinces in Burgundy and Seine. So that's pretty big for them, and they've locked up the Seine now. But at the same time, so I assume my marriage goes away, right? Because Burgundy isn't going to exist now. Then unless you are France, if you have a marriage with Burgundy, you can pay 3 diplomatic power to gain towns on all remaining Burgundian provinces and vassals, add unrest to all of these vassals. So they might be small ones, but that is 5 more little towns. And I need to sort out the unrest. And I think these all get cubes to say you don't get the income from them because they're all... Oh no, that's if they're occupied. Yeah, we need to do something about that, but that's still pretty good. We've helped France out. Go to war with the Roman Empire, please. Emperor, help me out. Was that a good event for me? I don't know. So then, disloyal vassals affects any player realm with areas with vassals with no influence or marriage or fewer influence than an opponent. Bots don't have vassals, and I have annexed the vassals, I think. So that doesn't affect anybody. And then character mortality on the triangles is my king, which is scary. I do have someone that could replace him. Yeah, that's okay, actually. So, ill health on him. And you go there. I did event for my turn. Bot still has plenty of power. So I think they're just doing a bot card. Convert. No, I don't think they want to do that. Any areas with religious dissent? No, just do the second action, which is focus. They've already got a focus in expansion, so they'll put a second one there. Oh, and they should have spent one to do that. And then France is the same for now, I think. Yeah, loads less spent. So, unrest. There's no unrest, but they can put cores down now. So they have less than 2 cores in play and can place a core. Yes. Place a core in the eligible area with the highest tax value. So what's that? 245, 246. I think that's where they put the core. End turn. Discard another card. And that's that. So I can do the suppress unrest action. It's a power per place I want to do. I could change my national focus and bring administrative and diplomatic over to military, and then I'd have 5 to be able to get rid of it all. Maybe I'll do that. I'll change my national focus. Do I want to discard things? I don't think so. I've paid for these cards, even though I'm not going to get to play them now. I didn't know it was going to go this way. I didn't know that the event was going to be so good for me. Although, is it good for me? Because you've really helped France out, who are already massive. So, next up is convert. So they're not going to do convert, they're going to do focus. So they'll put that focus there in expansion. And they want another expansion idea. So they get 2 power. They won't score points. France will get the points because they'll have to get one of these. 1, 3, 4, 6. That one. So they'll get that, and they'll be able to remove some more unrest at the end of a round. France has not spent more than they've had yet. Unrest. Oh, they haven't got all the stuff in there, actually, so that wasn't even eligible. And they're kind of on the heels of the Empire. So for unrest, they've got less than 2 cores in play, but I don't think they can take one because they're still missing little bits. So they just do the second action instead, which is spy. What are they going to do for spy? So for the spy action, are they at war? No. No. Go to military. Oh, pay the 2 bot power as well. So are they at war? No. Do they have a claim? No. Do they have marriages that are disputed? No. Go to the military target chart. So who do they want? They are going to go for realm in Aquitaine. And in Aquitaine we find Bordeaux. So the target isn't an opponent. Do they have less than 4 influence? Yes. Target is eligible. Is the target's strength more than double theirs? No way. Declare war. Spend 1 to recruit, even though they're only recruiting 1. Oh, and I think they put a claim down. Do they have NPR allies? No. Targets can send defensive CTAs. They haven't got any. Remove all of their influence. Do they trigger naval battles? Yes, because Bordeaux's got a port. And they're size 2, it's a large place. So they might sink France's boat here. So they get 2 dice, because they're size 2. They roll 2 artillery. Where's naval battle? So artillery dice, number of hostile ships. Cannons rolled equal to or greater than 2 plus adjacent bot ports. Oh, they have got a bot port, actually. So no. Yeah, there's a bot port right there. So they would need 3. But it's very close. So no, they didn't. Bot gets a power for winning the naval battle. Do they trigger a land battle? No. Is their army size more than double the target strength? Yes. Do they have any more manpower? No. Is their army on the board? No. Put their army in their own area, which is going to be straight there. Mac is infinite because it's connected to their capital. It will trigger a battle. Land battle. So that is just 2 infantry dice, isn't it? And we just see how many casualties they'll take because they'll win this. They take 1 casualty. So 1 of their army is down. So they win, they end the battle, and then I think that's the end of the military action, isn't it? Goes to land battle, end turn. Yes, they've already had a power for winning a fight, so it's back to me. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 military power. We are just going to calm down all of that unrest, which might not have even been terrible. But suddenly, like, there is liege that we could make friends with, and then we'd have this whole region. France is probably going to go for it at some point soon. Austria is going to go for an event. So roll the dice. They've not already done it yet. 4. Is the opponent's event revealed? No, theirs is. No, is their own event revealed? Yes. Pick this event. There is money on it. There should be money on it because I've picked things already. Oh, this should be out, actually. That's France's. Okay. So they want France's. They would have money on them, but they did roll. Opponent event revealed. Pick this. It hasn't got money on it. Resolve option B. France loses 2 points, but gains 2 influence in Naples. Oh, in Naples? Wow. Over here. You gain 2 power. Okay. And then there's nothing on the bottom because that's a monarch and they don't bother with that. Do they have 10 power? 3, 6, 9, 10. Yes. And less than 8 large cities, yes. Spend 2 to develop a small into a large. Prefer their core province. And then places without unrest. So I think continent alphabetically goes from small to big. End turn. Okay, France are not at war here, so they might just get an event. Oh no, their army's on the map, isn't it? Their army's on the map and they can siege. So they will just spend 1 to siege, I think. So up to 3 things. Oh, they should be at war as well, shouldn't they? War. There we go. So they siege Bordeaux, and they spend a power to do that, and that's their turn. For me, I can't do a lot with 2 administrative power. I can put development out for the future, but it requires more. So I can put cores out and stuff with this, but it requires more cubes to do stuff later. And maybe she's going to be a good advisor. So maybe I just pass. I didn't own or vassalize 2 of these things. I don't have a large and a small. I was going to do that to do it, but I got too excited by Burgundy. I didn't do my missions. So I'm not going to win by points, am I? No, I've got no military power left either. We did some missions. Pass. If we're getting into age 2, things would get bigger and scarier, but yeah, we would be able to take this stuff in with us. So 6 versus 9 for the bot. They're not at war. They're going to keep going. So unrest, I think they'll put a core out. I don't think they've got one. They haven't really spread out very much. So yeah, they can't put a core out, so they'll do focus on economy. There. And that goes away. France are at war, but they can't siege any more than they already have. Have they spent more than they have left? Yes. Are they at war and have 4 left? Yes. Do a card. Military. So spend 1, discard this, and what are they up to? So are they at war? Yes. Select the enemy around with the greatest strength. It's them. Increase the army size. Is it bigger than double them? Yes. Is their army on the board? Yes. Check for Mac. Can they siege? No. Are hostile units 2 spaces away? No. Move. So I don't think they would do anything with military. So if they haven't done anything with the action, so military didn't do anything. From the second action on the card, if any, there isn't one. Did the action take effect? No. Score the number of power they just spent. 1. Well, actually, own provinces in 2 different areas that do not contain any of your core provinces. Take that back. Jumping back to my turn, this gives me 5 points and 2 diplomatic power. I wouldn't pass. What would I do? We could vassalize Prussia. That'd be worth another 3 points as well. Discard influence equal to their base tax, which would be 3, to vassalize them. My base tax must be double theirs. Well, my base tax is 14 right now. So yeah, I could do that. I could, in fact, maybe put another influence out and do it to Bohemia. But this would achieve a mission. So we'll just subjugate, discard equal to their base tax, which is 3, and then they lose that as soon as they become vassals, I think. Or is it when I take them? So put that there. And then they've got to be your ally. No, I don't think you can do that. Because making them an ally is going to cost 2. And then you won't have 1 left to subjugate. You've already done the national focus. Or what about you could ally with Liege for 1 because their power is 1. They're an ally, and because they're a 1 tax, I can just annex them next time. It's not Prussia, but it's what we have time for right now, isn't it? Okay, bot. I think he's going to keep going, so unrest doesn't do anything because he can't get cores. He's just going to put a focus on there, and that's gone. And discard a military card. France do not have 4 left now. So they're under attack. They can't siege anymore. They have bot cards left. Oh, their spent is more. They are at war, but they haven't got 4 left. Have they picked an event? No. I've picked an event, and Austria has. So they're going to pick an event. Are they going to pick the one that's bad for Austria? I hope so. 6, is their own event revealed? No. Are they at war with an opponent whose event is revealed? No. Pick the leftmost, which is Austria's. So they get a power because there's a coin on it. And what is that? So they will pick, is this an opponent's event? Yes. Resolve option B. So that is going to be ease tension. Austria loses a point, but gains 2 influence in one of these areas. Lombardy, Italy, Venetia, Naples. I'm going to say central Italy. They'll keep spreading out over there. You gain a power. So France gets a power back. So they might do something next turn now. No secondary effects, but this is left. So secondary effects from this will be There's no native people to rise up. There's no DNPRs anymore. And circles get ill health. I haven't got any circles. So that was France taking an action. So now I'm going to subjugate. I'm just going to annex Liege. I discard 1 influence. And I can annex a vassal or 1 tax ally. Hey, I could get a core. And I have got cards that would help me get cores later. Got the whole thing of Flanders and Wallonia. It's kind of out on its own a little bit. Austria is going to do some diplomacy, I think. They're not at war. So everyone's kind of calmed down now. Denmark's been turned into an NPR. France is, spreading. Yeah, Austria need to get over here and they need to have some tensions while I kind of keep out of it. So diplomacy, they don't have any kind of alliances or anything yet. Oh, they do there. Yeah, marriage and alliance. Do they have higher tax income than the NPR? Yes. Have they got cubes equal to their tax? Oh yeah, this is what they did last time, isn't it? And they didn't have enough. Because it should be 5. They've now got 5 cubes. Yes, annex this NPR, remove cubes equal to their tax income, score 3 points. So 5 cubes gone, but Austria basically completely turns this into their zone. Now do they own all the provinces in a new area and have less than 2 cores? Yes. If able, spend a power to put a core in such an area. It's also their core now as well. Remove all of the claims from area, end turn. France now have 5 power left. Have they ended up with that? So they're at war and they've got more than 4 power left, so they'll do a card. Diplomacy. It doesn't have a war action on it, so they'll try diplomacy. And they haven't got as many options. They haven't got marriages or alliances. Do they have 2 or more cubes in any NPR adjacent to the bot? No. Do they have an alliance? No. Diplomatic target chart. So, on their chart, diplomatic targeting is going to take them to 4, realm in Languedoc, Avignon. Do they have an alliance? No. Are there any free space? Yes. Add 2 influence in the target area. Is an alliance possible? Bot is at peace, doesn't have too many alliances. Yep. That's possible. Put an alliance and a cube. Careful, Avignon. They're not friendly. End turn. Over to me. I've got my 2 administrative power, and I don't think I can do anything with it. I can put development out for later. I'll pay my debt off. I'm going to pass, and I'll be the first, so I'll get 5. So Austria aren't at war. They've only got 3 cubes left, so I think they're going to pass. They're not under attack. Spent is more. They're not at war. They've had an event. They'll pass and get a power. And France are at war, but don't have 4. They've had an event, so they'll pass. So then, things didn't go to plan for me at all. Like, I think I should have a load of influence there still. Yeah, things didn't really go to plan over there with my missions and things. Oh, do you know what? I did this! When I was allied, I had an alliance in Flanders and Wallonia, here, with Liege, before I annexed them, and Bohemia, I've got an alliance with right now. With 3 or more cubes in total, I had 1 there, I've got 2 here. I did this! So that's 5, we might be in the running. And get 2 military power. What would I have done with that military power? Raised an army in Saxony for Nuremberg and then sieged it. But I've only ever had 1 turn. You could see that they were going to pass because of the amount of cubes they had left. Yeah, I've wasted a couple of cubes there. Just noticed that I did a thing. I didn't get my stability higher ever. But let's go through the stuff now. So, peace and rebels. We've got none of these tokens. We've got no rebels on the board. Peace resolutions. So they've got like total annexation of that, haven't they? Have they achieved a total victory? Yes. Annex everything and score the tax value. So that should be another big one. Oh, wow. 2 more points. And the enemy doesn't still exist. Remove claims. For each claim removed. Oh yeah, that would be unrest. They remove the claim and flip the unrest and score 2 more points. If able, and there are fewer than 2 cores in play. There are fewer than 2 cores in play. They spend a power to put a core there as well and remove everyone else's claim. That is peace, because no one else was at war. No prestige penalties, no interregnums, no religious dissent. No one's at war anymore, so no unrest. No one's got any unrest, have they, at all? Roll rebel dice. Nobody. So then, income. My income is 15 minus 4. I get 11. Let's use one of these golds for the first time. I'm not corrupt, honest. Collect monarch power. Even at the end, So I would get 2, 6, 1. The bots would clear all of that and get 6 each. The papal controller is France. They get 1. The emperor gets 3. And then prestige. The emperor gets a point. I think that's it for those points. Update and refresh. So we'd update all of these things, do the status map. And then at the end of the age, you'd replace the milestones and the event decks would change. You might be able to choose replacements for ideas that are out there. PRs with 1 or more marriage score a point. Hey, I've got a marriage. I'm the only one. I get a point. PRs accept bots in turn order, remove a marriage, or pay 2 diplomatic power. Okay, I'm going to have to pay that power. Then you reset the bot decks for the end of the age, because they would change as well. You put all the cards back in, and then you remove some according to which bot they are. So let's imagine there was final scoring. So I know this is only the end of age 1, which is a third of the game. But as I said at the start, it's only going to be age 1, because as much as I'm genuinely keen to see what happens with this, like I've just done a potentially ill-advised expansion here that is separate to my realm. I can raise armies here, can't I? But yeah, it's questionable. I've got the money to kind of do it, haven't I? But I'm competing with some very big boys. Although look at me. Like they've got 1 small town and 1 big town more than me. The Empire. My manpower, like we did my tax income, my manpower now would be 9. It's still not theirs, but I can get powers, I can get allies, I've got Bohemia on my side, I can make some more alliances. I feel like I could be a contender. Theirs is like 13 and they're not even the Emperor. So yeah, they get way more manpower now. So would we need to change that? So let's just imagine that this is the end right now. So we trigger final scoring if, at the end of cleanup, there are no more events left, so we've had all the rounds. Player realm has over 100 points and a lead of 20 or more, or a player realm has all of their towns and vassals on the map. Then score missions from your hand. They don't do their effects, but if you've achieved missions you've still got in your hand, you could get points for them. Score points, your base and vassal tax income. Score a point for every core, a point for every marriage, 2 points for every alliance. The papal controller scores points equal to the number of Catholic player realms, which would be all of us right now. But in age 2, that's where Protestant starts to come in and things start to get shaken up there. And I think that's how you kind of start to really annoy the Emperor if you choose to go Protestant, because the Roman Empire isn't down with that. The Emperor scores points based on their imperial authority, which we'd roll forward, wouldn't we, at the end of the ages? And hey, 4 is 2 less than it was. It should go down 1. So it could start coming down that way as well if you keep rolling low at the end of rounds. Score points equal to double your stability, -1 for the tax value of every occupied town, -1 for every debt, and most points wins. So, I mean, right now it's looking better than it should. But the bots are on easy. I've probably forgotten stuff because there are a billion things. But that's the way that it sounds. I mean, if you could start like looking back at the beginning of round 1 of this, where we had these 3 things and they were all small in Brandenburg. I mean, that's pretty decent, isn't it? For what is it supposed to be, about 200 years? I think so. If you start in, yeah, it's 1444 when you start in age 1. If you start in age 2, it's 1618. So 150-ish years, a bit more than that. Maths. I'm sorry, but I've been playing this for a long time, as you might imagine today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would love that this would come back at some point. Like, again, we need a big amount of time to do it. I know it's a big, heavy, long thing, but I have really, really enjoyed doing this. So some things like Westphalia is strange because it's all different realms, so I don't know how you would go about taking that. Oh, wait a minute, I've got even more. These are Burgundy provinces. So I would have a couple more here that were under unrest, so I'd roll a couple of dice. They both go into rebellion as well. So yeah, age 2 might be a little bit questionable because both of those, I've got no units there. So they would both get captured by rebels and I would have to do something about them. That's horrible. That's like 1 in 6 on each die, right? Why couldn't it have just been like no more forks and then they just flip back? But yeah, I get they're Burgundy. And that one's Burgundy. Another die. That's lose a manpower, right? You have to exhaust a manpower. But even more tax. Wow. Yeah, and they're not so tough to join up. You only need these 2 more. That event is huge. If you can get a marriage in Burgundy in time, and like that card happened to be on top of the deck, what are the chances of that? So yes, before there are any more revelations, thank you so much for watching this. If this is up in time, which I hope all of the parts will be, then the expansion, Divine Destiny, is on GameFound right now. You can see all of the stuff that entails. You can see all of the original stuff that you can get in that campaign as well. There is a massive amount of game in here, as you can do just from one particular scenario. And this could go massively differently as well. Like if Denmark had just been, like I was expecting Denmark to kind of go with its diplomatic ties. It's got alliances, it's got marriages spread out in the Scandinavian, amass your power, and then maybe take on the Holy Roman Empire rather than just, I want Hamburg, smash, smash, roll bad dice, oh dear, no more Denmark. So that is it for our Europa Universalis game, which I can just about still pronounce. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point through all of the parts, I hope you've enjoyed the story we've made, the journey we've been on. And hey, join me for some more. There's hundreds of playthroughs on this channel. I hope you will enjoy more of them. And I'll see you there. Bye, everyone.